Silence was the first teacher. Sound was the second before the drum was struck. There was silence. Not emptiness, not absence, but listening. In true African spirituality, silence was never feared. It was respected. Silence was understood as the womb of sound, the place where awareness sharpens and truth prepares itself. You did not rush into noise. You waited until sound was necessary. That is why elders spoke slowly. That is why pauses mattered. That is why rhythm had space. Babylon reversed this order. It flooded the world with noise, constant talking, constant music, constant information, so silence would feel uncomfortable. Because a person who can sit in silence begins to notice things, and what is noticed cannot be unseen. Reggae restores the original order. Listen closely and you'll hear it. Reggae does not fill every space. It leaves room between the bass and the snare, between the lyric and the echo. That space is not laziness, it is discipline. That space is where awareness returns. Ancient African systems understood that sound without silence becomes chaos. Silence without sound becomes stagnation. Balance is where power lives. Reggae sits exactly there. This is why reggae feels meditative without trying to be. It doesn't hypnotize you. It awakens you. When burning spear lets a note stretch, when the rhythm holds back instead of rushing forward, the listener is invited to enter stillness while remaining alert. That is advanced consciousness training disguised as music. Here is the secret most people never hear. Silence resets perception faster than sound. When silence is restored inside a person, false urgency collapses, fear loses volume. The mind stops chasing approval. In that state, truth doesn't need to shout, it arrives quietly. That's why Babylon keeps people afraid of silence. Silence brings reflection. Reflection brings recognition. Recognition brings sovereignty. Reggae does not overpower silence. It partners with it. That partnership teaches the listener how to move through the world without constant noise, internal or external. How to speak only when necessary. How to act without anxiety. How to exist without explanation. This is the level where awakening stops being exciting and starts being stable. No fireworks, no obsession, just grounded presence. If you've noticed that the more deeply you connect with reggae, the less you feel the need to prove anything. This is why silence has begun teaching you again. And once silence returns as a teacher, sound becomes sacred. That is the stage Babylon cannot reverse.